Good morning, everyone. Hope everything is fine. Good morning again. So we are starting our week four lecture. So this is related to different contexts I will explain in this lecture related to big data analytics. So the main objective is to understand the nature of the data and also how the business intelligence is actually performing different tasks. And also we will learn about the different methods and how to make the decisions in the real world. And the main objective of this lecture is to understand the motivation for and the business driver of the business big data analytics. And also you will learn about different techniques for big data. So this diagram is actually this diagram is attracted to me actually. That's why I just explaining. This is not from your book. So this diagram is actually showing you the actual pattern of the data, how the companies are actually taking any action on the basis of real data. So this is the ideas coming from the raw data to actionable things like how they are taking actions from the very beginning. These are four steps. First step is actually what happened, and the second is why it did it happen. Then this is the process, how they are processing the data and making the model, and then at the end they are optimizing and thus utilizing those data for their need. So the first of all, if you I want to explain the raw data, of course, this is the unstructured data is coming from different sources, and then in the second stage, like they are cleaning the data. These are the steps actually. So even we can do all the data processing, data collection, data handling by the data warehouses as well. So now we are learning the basic way how the company is actually taking decision by using the unstructured data to possible outcomes. So now, the after the raw data, like unstructured data coming from different sources, and then they are cleaning the data, then they are having the different reports, standardized reports, or like unstructured reports, structure reports. And okay, first of all, you should understand the data is not just a data in a numerical format. So data is in different format, just like you can say unstructured data is coming in the audio form, video form, like you can say text data, even numerical data. Even numerical, we have different kind of data set. So there is a discrete data, continuous data, even qualitative, quantitative. So the different ways we have to collect the data. So the collection procedure is also very, very important. We have OLAP, a way like the data collection procedures, how you can collect the data from different sources. And the sources may be the ERP, maybe the CRM, maybe we are collecting the data from different machines. So the data format, of course, is a different format in the different platform. So we learn about what happened, like in the first stage. So what is the structure, unstructured, and we are just storing collection. Like all steps are is under the first step. So now, what did it happen? Like in the second stage is actually predictive analytics. Predictive analytics, we are developing, uh, uh, converting our unstructured data to structured format. And then we are having descriptive to predictive analytics, and then we are developing models, and we are checking the relations. We are having structure way of understanding the data. So, and also the flow of the data, the pattern of the different variables, behaviors, and then we have a predictive modeling. So predictive modeling, you know that model is actually the way how you are checking the impact of different variables, you can say independent variables on dependent variables. And then our optimization is actually the step where you are taking decisions about the data, how your data is meaningful, and then the meaningful data is actually giving you the meaningful results. So what the company need, what the company says, yes, you need to follow um, and take the decisions. You can forecast, you can predict, you can find you can achieve your goals based on the unstructured data to meaningful results. Now, fundamental of big data analytics, like we are understanding what is big. So, big data is, of course, this is a big data versus a big analytics is a value, like value creation. So, how you are getting the benefit from the big data. So, big data, of course, we already discussed about the big data. Big data is just not a big means like we have a variety of the data. We have a high volume of the data. That data is coming with a high speed, and the data is actually coming with a lot of uncertainty, and the data is coming with a lot of you you can say unstructured format. Unstructured, I'm repeating the word unstructured because the data is not, if you are collecting the data in your, storing the data in your data warehouse, and you cannot imagine the data is only having the one structure, one sequence. So data is not we are collecting in the sequence. So data is coming from different sources and the different ways and different structure and the different format. So sometimes we are getting the data in the like table format, pivot format. So the format is you want to transform the data. So this is very difficult to align the data with respect to the common identifier. For example, we have customers-based data. So customer-based data, we have a finance department providing you a data in a table format, but supply chain department is providing you in the sequence format, and maybe HR department providing you data in the report format. So you need to align all the data together about that particular customer. So that is a main challenge in the big data. So data is coming in the different format. So you need to integrate all the data by using certain tools. That is actually we are managing big data in the companies. So now we are understanding about the structure and the high level conceptual architecture for big data and solution. So now we are understanding about the ERP and the CRM, like we have images, audio, video, machines, and the text, web, and social media data. And these are sources actually providing you like how you are having the overall structure of the data. So of course we are getting the data from different sources, and these sources actually providing you data in a different uh, format. Already I explained about the format. So this is actually how they are managing the data in the data lakes. You, of course, I will deliver the lecture about the data warehouses in the next week. So that's why I'm not covering the data warehouse part right now. So data warehouse, of course, we are separating our data into the different department level data marts. So now we are just highlighting a little bit part of the data warehouse. So data warehouse is actually the platform where you are processing the data from data collection to actionable things. So the data warehouse actually storing the data and managing the data. data management have a lot of procedures like I explained already, like the data is coming from, I mean, from different departments, different ways, different unstructured formats. So then the data warehouse actually managing all kind of data and thus providing you in the simplest way to understand the data. Right. So this is actually the data warehouse is most of the companies actually adopted these tools to make it more formal and easy for all of them. So now, if you're talking about the data warehouses, how its works. So if you see the second last column, so this second last column is providing you dividing your data into different marts like marketing, application, business, intelligence, data mining, math and stats, languages. So even you can do the actions, decisions for each department. So that is a main, we are handling the challenge by using the data warehouses. So now, if you are thinking about the workflow, so of course, marketing executive, operation systems, customers, partners, you can say business analyst, data scientist, all of the people actually doing their work. So do you, don't think so like the one person can do it, like of course you need to manage a complete system, then they will do their job and then easily you can do your complete your work. So now I'm explaining about the success factor of the big data and analytics. So we already talk about the strong committed sponsorship, of course, executive companion alignment between the business and IT strategies, the a fact-based decision-making culture. So we already talk about the how big data actually providing you the solution, the people's actually easily perform their task by using the advanced tools and techniques by using for the purpose of handling the big data analytics. So big data, of course, this is a big challenge for especially for SMEs, small and medium enterprises. So the big brands are already using the data warehouse structure. So yes, this is important for nowadays for all the companies to achieve their goals. Now we are discussing. We have already discussed about these again. Okay, I will cover this part again. So success factors, we already discussed about the success factors, like how the big data actually reducing the cost, and also how the big data is giving providing you a better profit, and also reducing the time. And these are actually most important pillars behind the success factor of a big data analytics. Now we are discussing about enablers of the big data analytics in memory analytics, and also in database analytics, grid computing, and also appliances. So where it's helpful, of course, this is providing you a different way. Like enabler mean like how you can get the benefit. Like if your hardware is very efficient, yes, you can achieve your goal. If your software and the storage in the single unit for the performance and the scalability. So I want to tell you like machine and processing in the parallel, like this is actually say like MPP is very important. You can utilize these tools for your to handle the big data analytics. So right now, if I'm explaining about in detail how the storage is important, so I'm giving one example, just like you are managing data warehouses, or you are managing as a data analyst, business analyst. So how you can take a decision. So for example, your machines or your server is not capable to store the data. So data is coming from the different departments. So if your system is not capable, your hardware and software is not capable, so you cannot manage the data and you cannot store all the data at the same time. So that's why appliances is very very important. You need to your system should be very very much efficient to manage your data in the right way. So sometimes our data is coming from different sources, and that is the main challenge to uh, adopt that particular system. Yes, we have already talked about the what is more a required components for big data analytics. So we are talking about the challenges of big data analytics. Of course, we already discussed about the volume. Yes, high speed volume, like data is coming, and we need our system with a huge volume of the data, and timely they can manage. Uh, the different data is coming and then can store and handle quickly. So data integration also very, very important. So you know that the data is coming in the table format, data is coming in the text format, data is coming in the different ways. So for example, you are working in a university and you have a student's data. So based on student ID, you want to integrate all the data. Of course, you know that the student ID is a unique identifier. So by using the student ID, so you are compiling all the data based on student ID, just like this last semester CGPA, current semester, and even the future registrations. And the finance department is actually storing your information related to either you have paid the fees or not, either you are using all the services of the university. So I'm just giving one example how the people's actually utilizing the data in the different way. Of course, the companies need to integrate, combine all the data in the very low cost. Processing capabilities, of course, you know that ability to process the data quickly. This is the most important requirement of every data warehouse and the data analytics platform. So data governance is again very important. Security, privacy, SS. So most of the companies are actually hiring the cybersecurity persons and how they are managing the securing their data and also skill availability. Of course, you need the data scientist, you need the data analyst, you need the business analyst for providing the quick decisions, like in the cheapest way. So solution cost, of course, ROI, like return on investment is again all the companies require the more profit with the low cost. So this is the main objective of any business. Yeah. Data, of course, data is this is phenomena coming from the last slide. So again, I'm explaining the in detail. This is actually the business process. We are collecting the data from different sources, just like ERP, CRM. So we are collecting the data from in different form and different ways. I'm giving one example, just like social media analytics. For example, all the platform we are taking the data, like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google, so I am giving one example, just like in 1 day process, like you are using mobile phone for a day, like 1 day you are using mobile phone, and the whole day you are using Facebook, you are using LinkedIn, you are using Instagram, you use the YouTube, you use the Google, you are using Snapchat, like Twitter. So what you are spending a time to social media, these social media application actually storing your information. So while they are storing your information, for example, you search something, then immediately you will receive the similar kind of advertisement. right? So these are the example how they are taking a decision about your information for you. So data is generating by the machine as well. So now I'm just telling you, like, all the data is storing in this data warehouse, and then in the data warehouse, the warehouse is internal system actually dividing their building the model and testing model and validating the model. And if the model is validated, then again they are taking the decision on the basis of your information, right? So end user is, you just imagine yourself, or if you're dealing with a company, then you can say the customers is your end users. So application, you are using different appliances or different you can say servers and super machines, supercomputers. So then you are providing different information. For example, you are running a social media platform, or your page or something like that. So this is knowledge creation also there after a complete process. So now hopefully you understand how the data knowledge content behaves. So now we are learning this one. So I already covered this one in the one of the workshop. So again, I'm just explaining in the short way, like unstructured and the structured data. Unstructured data we are covering, just like you can say this is the textual data in the Word or PDF format. We can do sentiment analysis or different kind of analysis on text-based data. So again, we are dealing with the multimedia data like image, video, audio, and also web-based data. So all the website and web pages based data. So we have structured data, like you can say nominal or ordinal data, qualitative based data. So, qualitative database means like you have a mutually exclusive data. We have while collection the data, we have the you can say like exactly measured data. Like sometime we have order data, ordinary data, like we have um, uh, the data in the format just like strong disagree to strongly agree, very bad to very good. So these are the ranking based option. Like you can say if the data is having the different options, these option actually coming in the sequence, in the ordered. So just like you can say your prime minister is very beautiful, so you have an option from very strongly disagree to strongly agree. So you are taking one of them. So this is order based data. So if you're talking about your pet is very nice, so you are asking from someone, so someone are giving the answer like very bad to very good. So yes, this is ordinal data. What is nominal? Nominal is someone asking you what is your gender. You are telling like male or female. You have to answer one of them. So yes, this is actually nominal. So if you're talking about the what is your qualification, so you are answering only taking one option. This is actually nominal. So numerical or quantitative data, again, we have interval and ratio scale. So both are actually based on numerical facts. So interval, the one main difference between interval and ratio is the interval is actually presents your data is having the zero is meaningful. If the zero is meaningful, then you can say yes, your data is having the interval. So I'm giving one example, just like temperature. So temperature is one of the best examples. So if the temperature is zero, means zero is meaningful. Otherwise, zero is not meaningful. This is converting to the ratio. So I'm going to the next step. Yes, this is the data process pre-processing. We talk about in the first class about the basic ideas like variable, attribute, and So we will explain this one again because this is coming from your lecture, the book content text. So now the data is coming from the different sources, and then you are collecting the data and selecting the data, integrating the data. So in this stage, you need to understand very well what is variable and what is attribute. So variable is actually if you talk about the numericals collection, yes, this is actually variable. So attribute is actually non-numerical. So variable and attribute is most common used variant. And okay, in the simplest way, I can explain like variable is actually what is changed in the numerical. So attribute is what is changed in the non-numerical way. So I'm giving example like variable is just like prices, measurements. If you are talking about the quantity, like price, demand, and elasticity, and if you're talking about any kind of numerical change, you can say as a numerical variable. So if you're talking about attribute, attribute is just variant, you can say like emotions, personality, beauty. So non-numerical change, then you are merging the non-numerical change is called attribute. So dimension reduction. So yes, you can make to develop into the different indexes, and then, for example, you want to develop a personality index. Personality have more than 100 types, so you need to develop into you need to control the dimensions, and then you can see which having the more variation, and which having the more variation, then you can develop into the index, and then you can utilize that particular you are developing a factor by using different attributes. So even you can use the different variables to make the index as well. Variable selection also very important. So if you are able to understand the variable easily, you can manage that particular variables. So cases, sample, sampling, and balancing satisfy. Like of course, sampling is very important. So before we were using this manual methods, now we are using automating all the methods, like how you can utilize and implement things um, in a quicker way. So even before Google Forms and Microsoft Forms, we were collecting the manual data. So now it's very easy. Just a single link you can share, and you can quickly collect the data. And even the data collection should have which method you are using. Either you are using the simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster sampling, systematic sampling, quota sampling. We have snowball sampling and convenience sampling, judgment sampling. So these sampling techniques providing you the way how you are collecting the data, right? So now I explain in detail how you can do the pre-processing for data. Now this is your task. You need to understand how students' retention is improving. So I've generated four questions. I'm just giving you a quick overview. Like for example, a university is managing, or college or university managing the students. How you can improve the education. Of those students. So, of course, we are providing the best system, the errorless environment, and the high-skilled teachers, and the more challenging task, and high quality education. So these are the standards. So now just think about like we are using the very efficient big data analytics platforms. So how we can achieve those goals, right? So then easily you can understand these questions. Okay, we are talking about the analytics, like the same context is coming from the student attrition. Like we can predict by using the past information. Student retention is, you can say, like coming from the freshman class, why it is important. So we can take this in the different contexts. So of course, we have the raw data, and then by using the raw data, we are doing the pre-processing, like collection, merging, cleaning, balancing, and transforming our data. So then we have already the data. Then we have the structure, decision trees. We are using different tools and techniques, and then at the end we are taking decision about our data. Like we have the user-friendly atmosphere where even right now, uh, what you are dealing with a student portal, you can easily assess your student portal, and you, if you want to add, drop, if you want to do any task, yes, you can do in the simplest way, right? So I'm just telling you how you can utilize that particular scenario. Like for example, you are facing some challenges, like quickly you can go to the student portal and you can add and drop, or even you can assess your course, like registered course, just like business intelligence right now, you can easily assess. For example, you want to assess the e-learn, like LMS, learning management system. You can go to the website. If you lost all the data, so you can easily recover your data by using the e-learn. You can download all the slides and lectures again. And so this is the way how the big data actually storing information and then helping you in the nicer way. So inside that particular system, we have deployed different models. Like these model actually building the model and then testing the model and then taking the decisions, like as per the requirement of the task. So now this is a complete process how you can class imbalancing problems. So like for example, we have imbalanced data like 80% no and 20% yes. And then again, balanced data, we have 50%, 50%. So again, we are building a model and testing the model and validating the model. Somehow we can say this is the machine learning concept. So you can say how the model assessment is beneficial, like how much the model is providing you accuracy, precision. So if your accuracy is 90%, of course you are achieving 90% result, and if 90% means you are losing like 10% information is not utilized. So, yes, which is more better? TP means true positive, FP means false positive, FN means false negative, and TN means true negative. So, this is actually the phenomena how you can easily understand the situation in the better way. So, easily you can understand like how many person actually in this context, how many person actually providing your true positive information and the false positive and same like others. So at the end, yes, you can drop out or maybe persistent. Companies are actually taking the decision in this way. So either you are achieving your goals or not. If you are not achieving your goals within the university, and then of course they have rights to take decisions about you. So as an individual as well, you can easily think about it by using any other example as well. So in this context. So this is an example how we are utilizing the ANN, artificial neural network, and DT, SVM, LR. So there are four different methods are there. So we are just checking the last row, so which is actually providing you 86.45% accuracy. So we are talking about the prediction results by using unbalanced data set and the balanced data set. So if the unbalanced data set providing you 87.16% accuracy, 87%, 86%, then if you see the balanced data, we the accuracy is reduced, but again, you can easily compare both the results and you can easily decide which is more better. For example, in the unbalanced data set, you can see your 87.23% is higher than others, like SVM, sport vector machine method. So sport vector machine method is more better than all the other methods. In the balanced data set, like 81.18% in the sport vector machine, SVM is higher than the others. So this is actually easily you can say which method is more beneficial for you. In the other sense, like we have a three assemble models like boosting tree and random forest and weighted average. So these three methods again important for any context. The last weighted average is more efficient in this context in this data. So we are comparing the overall accuracy, how this is actually contributing to make it efficient. So sensitivity analysis based variable importance result, just you can see like if you're talking about the student context. So we have a CGAP, we have a registered spring student loan and all. So this is just providing you a result how it looks like, which having the more. Now we are talking about the technology inside, like how the data size is getting bigger and biggest. So this is a straightforward, even you can get from any book or from internet. Kilobyte is having that KB. We can simply say 10 power 3 value. And the megabyte, we can say 10 power 6. If you go to the gigabyte, so this is a 10 power 30. So we say GEP. So if you are calculating the data, so you need to understand what is the difference between kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte. So either with during the reporting, you need to understand and report accordingly. Okay, so now we're discussing about the business problem addressed by the big data analyst. Like we can easily reduce the cost and the process efficiency and cost reduction, brand management, revenue maximization. Yes, this is overall good for everything. Same customer experiences, we can increase the customer recruitment and also HR also dealing a different kind of automations are recruitment and also they are retention, provide KPI settings and KPI achievements, and the last you can say how the bonus can be delivered to all the workers. And there are a lot of other processes as well, just like improve customer services and risk management and product market, branding. So which brand is most famous, and then you need to invest on those particular brands. So of course, big data is important to forecast and predict your existing need, and then you can utilize your skills accordingly. This is actually pre-processing tasks in methods like data consolidation, data cleaning, data cleaning and reduce noise in the data cleaning in the handling missing observation. So we already discussed about these contexts. So you how you are collecting the data and then managing the data. So this is data cleaning in the different way, how to normalize your data in by transformation. So how you can reduce the noises within the data, just like outliers So these things are very important for, in during data management. So we have already covered in the first practical like how to manage the data by using different tools. So now, this is the case like very easiest way to understand about, for example, you are a business intelligence analyst as a multinational e-commerce company. The sales transactions database contain 250,000 record for the previous quarter. During data validation, you already like 3,000 transactions have the missing product ID, and also 1,500 transactions are recorded twice due to the system synchronization error. So now we want to estimate the current data accuracy level, and assuming perfect data accuracy is 100%. Now it's more easy to understand. Now, for example, duplicates and missing, you need to manage, and you need to find the exact record. So for this, of course, you are defected or misleading results you are adding, which is actually 3,000 plus 1,500, 4,500. So we are removing from the original total records, and then you can say you are having the 98.2% data accuracy. So which is not 100% actually, because we are removing the missing and duplicate from the data. So if you talk about the same context is in the finance reporting consistency, how the we for this example we have 50,000 entries, and we have data profiling reveals 1,200 entries without the cost entered codes, and 800 duplicates payment records. So if you talk about total records 50,000, and then you are removing 2,000 actually, which is actually defected, you can say it should not be in the original records. So you can remove from the original records, and 48,000 is the actual record. So you can easily find the percentage as well. So which is 96% total records accuracy, you can say, data accuracy. So the same I have generated another supply chain context because I'm teaching the student from different programs, so that's why I'm providing the same context and different example. So if you talk about the supply chain, so 75,000 shipment records, and then we have a 500 record missing deliveries date, and the 2,000 duplicate shipment. And the supply chain director requests a completeness percentage score before using the data. So of course you can add the uh, duplicates and also missing, so which is actually 6,500, and you are just subtracting from the original records, which is 75,000. So it is coming 68,500, and the total 91.33% is actual data accuracy around with the two decimal places. So easily you can understand. Okay, so we are talking about the case five. This case is again related to data warehouses, 1.2 terabyte of the data. If it grown the 15% every quarter, so what total size after 2 quarters? So yes, we have 2 quarters. The first quarter, 1.2 multiplied 1.15, because this is a 15% in growth increase. So you can say 1.38. So of course, quarter one is following from the quarter two is following from the quarter one. So that's why we are using the quarter one value, which is 1.38 multiplied 1.15, which is coming 1.587, which is easily you can say this is the terabyte size. So we are using OLAP query performance. So OLAP is actually we are this is the process to collect the data from different sources. So it takes 2.4 seconds to run over three dimensions. If a four dimension increases process timely by 40%, how long will be the new query take? So if you're talking about the OLAP cube query takes 2.4 seconds to run over three dimensions. If a four dimension increases processing time, like this is now understandable. So how the 2.4 seconds actually having the 40%, so which is 0.96, and new time is you are just adding in the existing minutes, and the existing minute is 2.4 multiplied by 0.96, and which is 3.36 seconds. So the important thing is what is required, like in which unit you need. So if you need in the seconds, yes, you can utilize in the second. Otherwise, you could, like, of course, for example, your lecturer asks in the minutes, you need to convert into the minutes. Otherwise, seconds, yes, you can. So the unit is very important. So what is required in the course, right? So there is another example, the similar example. You can easily do it. So I this is related to Power BI dashboard related to HR analytics. So you have the same context like 1,000 defective. You can remove from 20,000, and which is 19,000. 19,000 is 95% data accuracy. So now the last slide, I'm providing you a case. You need to solve this case and need to submit in I have provided the link. Otherwise, I will provide the link in the announcement. So hopefully you understand the different context of big data analytics. So and also data warehouse. So hopefully you understand some of the main concept of how the big data behaving in the company. So thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.